I'm going to do a video now. Basically, if you were needing to figure out how to do tables for your work, but you unfortunately do not have access to Microsoft Word, you can only use Google Docs. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, show you guys how that works. It's similar, but of course, since, like I said before, Google Docs is a lightweight program designed to work over the internet, and it is not designed to be the super duper full-fledged program that Word is with all of its bells and whistles. So I'm going to go ahead and present the screen to our viewers at home. Okay, this is going to kind of be free form, kind of like yesterday's presentation. Just get something on there that everybody can kind of see what's going on, what's happening with it. All right, so with regards to Google Chrome, you have your tools here. You've got insert, you've got format, you've got tools, you've got add-ons for the extra stuff that you might have downloaded just for funsies. But where you go is a little bit different than Word. It's kind of the same though, because take a look. Insert, table. And it does have a similar setup for how you can start off with a table. Okay. But it doesn't have the thing that Word has, where it's like it puts it on the screen and it shows you how big it and what it looks like. Now, the cool thing about it is apparently it is much more scalable in certain directions than the Word one is. You can go a lot farther in certain directions. But let's just start off with what we had yesterday, a 2x4. Okay. And it creates the document, and you can have name, and you can have grade. And it's the same way. You press tab to go from box to box, or as you like to say, if you're doing this the right way, cells. Okay. The boxes in the table are called cells. Okay, so you got Joe. Joe had an 85. And then you had Maria, and Maria had a 75. And then you had Jose. Jose was 100. And then you had Jesse, who failed with a 61. Okay? Now, simple table making, very easy to do, easy, simple stuff. Okay? Now, unlike Word, you're not going to get that down arrow to get a column clicked off. So you will just have to click and drag through a column if you want to have that column highlighted. Also, there is no little box here to highlight or to select the entire table at once. You kind of have to just drag all the way through the table and maybe even get like the next line. Okay? Now, it does have similar functions when it comes to grabbing the sides and moving them around. Okay, it does work in a very similar fashion to that. And you can use the alignment. See how you can use the alignment, but when you use the alignment, even if the entire thing is selected, it will change the text inside of there, but not the positioning of the table itself. Now, hey, good morning, Ariana. You do have the option here. You got a little box here. Like when you click on it, you do have a little menu for putting in markers. You can have extra lines. You know, if you use that, this is like you can set up a grid. You can put in like some extra lines around the side and stuff like that. But as we can see right now, a little more difficult to maneuver and position this table. Okay. Now, as far as coloration is concerned, if you just highlight the boxes that you want, you can select this bucket, and the bucket will give you colors. Okay. And you can select this text box and you can select the text color. And you can also do things like bold and underline and stuff like that. Highlight the text area you want, give it the color that you need. Okay. Is there the backgrounds? Is there the banded stripy things that we were talking about? Well, let's take a look. Format. Table formatting. You can insert rows above, below, left, and right. You can delete rows and columns. You can distribute rows and columns, which means basically make them all equal size. And there is a button for table properties that you can do, where you can select the borders, you can select the background colors, you can select the alignment, vertical alignment, where it can be in the top, the middle, or the bottom. Okay. You can put in a manual number for the column width or height. Okay. So those are some formatting things that you can do with the tables. Okay. You can change the alignment of the table right here. Let's do a center alignment for a table alignment. And that centers up the table. So if you go Format, Table, Table Properties, you got to go pretty deep to get to the point where you can tell it to be on the left side, the right side, or in the center. Okay? It's not simple and easy like it is in Word. That's kind of how Google Docs is. Pretty much everything is not nearly as easy as it was in Word. So, table properties, table alignment, left, right, and center. Okay, creating your column dimensions, column widths, row heights. Cell padding is a thing that basically says how far does the information need to stay away from the edge, so that the numbers or letters or words or whatever don't like smack up right next to and smoosh into the sides of the borders. Okay. You also have a thing here for changing the table borders. If you want a black outline of the border, how thick do you want it to be? It could be 1 point, or it could be 10 point. It could be like a real thick line. Okay. Cell vertical alignment, you could make them top, middle, and bottom. So let's say OK. Now I'm going to highlight these 2 rows and go back to my table properties. And I'm going to make, let's make the row height 1 inch high, and the vertical alignment, I'm going to put it in the middle. Okay. Now, if I also go to the alignment and say center, then now they are in the center. Okay. Now the words are in the center of the box, just like that. Okay. Highlight them. Format, table, insert row above. Okay, here's that row. And highlight both rows. If you go back to Format, Table, and down a little bit, you can merge cells. If you have cells selected, you can merge those cells into one big giant cell using that. Okay. And you can type in the 4 to 6 weeks grades like we did last time. Okay, so a lot of the other stuff is not really accessible. Let's see. Some of the things that we covered at the beginning before we were doing tables, the spelling and grammar checks are right here. Show spelling and grammar checks. Personal dictionary can be entered if you put in like the words like you need to have your last name not show up as a misspelled word. You put it in the personal dictionary. And this is a little bit more portable actually than the version of Word, because the version of Word, that custom dictionary is more or less only for that computer. Actually, it does not travel to other computers unless you are using like some kind of special system that basically imports your settings from your computer everywhere you go. Here with Google, because it's specifically a portable system, the personal dictionary will be basically assigned to your Google account, and you would be able to have any kind of spelling suggestions that you put on there. You would actually have that available at any computer that you go to with this personal dictionary thing. Suggested edits are things that Google does to help you make a better document. There is also a dictionary. It also has the ability to do voice typing, so that is something that's very helpful. Word has that too. We just haven't covered that yet. So there's the format stuff that you can do with the tables. It's got its own little set right here of things that are generally available to you, and also the table properties, which gets a little bit more stuff available to you. Inserting the table, like I said, it's just got that one version where it's like, you set up your box however much you want. And that's kind of it. There's no styles area. There's no automatic generation of the of the different coloration from line to line thing that it had on there. It's like there's none of that. You would have to manually go in and do that. Try and not do this. Try not to try and remember what color it was that you selected, because it's like if you try and do that, it's like it looks bad if you don't have the same coloration on both sides. So just make sure that you're doing the same coloration. Remember which color it is that you selected as you go and do your striping, your banded lines. Okay. All right. So generally speaking, that's the way that you do Google Docs, in the same manner that you were doing your Word document tables. All right. Any questions? Nope. Great. All right, Cowboys, I will see you later.